You just got back in town on Saturday, correct? And
Yes.
You're still in contact with a lot of Republicans in the House to help get that new speaker in. So give us a progress update.
Well, there's a civil war going on the Republican side of the aisle. They're going to have to figure things out and to try to find a majority. I'm urging them to find the big middle. See if there isn't a way to get people together. Right now, I don't think the mood is there quite yet, but maybe by Monday, maybe by Tuesday. We are scheduled to go back on Tuesday. So let's hope that they can find a way forward. They must alter the rule that they've passed that allows any member to have a vote to vacate the chair, to get rid of the speaker. That is not functional. That has moved them as the leadership party right now into a chaotic situation, chaos.
And that is one of many situations getting attention right now. But then we also have what's happening overseas, which just happened this weekend in Israel. So President Biden, he's coming in support of Israel and says the United States is supporting Israel. What was your initial reaction to this whole situation, and where are you at with this?
Well, first of all, my concern with the disarray in the House is that it weakens us from a defense standpoint because our enemies see this. And so for me, that is one of my two major committees, and it is very worrisome because when I take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And we have enemies. Liberty has enemies. Certainly Iran and Russia and what they are doing. And it's my understanding that some of the weaponry that has been used in Israel, against Israel, has been supplied by Iran. Well, Iran has been supplying drones to the Russians to kill Ukrainians. So we have to pay attention because with new technologies and hybrid warfare, we have to protect this country, and we need allies in other places to help us. Israel has been an ally of the United States. Ukraine so wants to access to the nations of Europe and to be a European nation, not under the thumb of a tyranny like Russia. So we are hoping that I can't control the Senate. We have problems with a senator who doesn't want to confirm in the Department of Defense some of our major appointees to the different positions so that our military can fully function. He has a problem with a social issue, and he's injecting it into the defense bill and holding up these appointments, literally dozens of appointments that have to do with America's security. I so strongly disagree with that.
And one thing that comes to mind when we talk about defense is, of course, manufacturing. And one thing that's really big right now here locally especially is the ongoing auto worker strike. Yes. So you were just talking with some people earlier that when during negotiations, you obviously have the union and the automakers, but then you also have that third factor, which is the banks.
That's right.
So kind of expound on what you were talking about a bit earlier.
Yes. It's very important for the public to understand that as our brave auto workers and the United Auto Workers negotiate their contract, what we tend to read about is it's with Ford and GM and Jeep Stellantis. That's true, but what's above them are the big financial companies that fund, that make loans and extend credit to those companies. There's almost no reporting on that, but it's big New York-based companies that are controlling the future, because if GM has to go to get a line of credit, they go to the financial institutions in New York. They don't go to the banks in Toledo. They don't even go to the banks in Chicago. They go to the big Wall Street banks and hedge funds. And so I think it's important, and I sent a note to President Fain of the United Auto Workers saying, don't forget the banks, because they actually are playing a major role, and people aren't conscious of that, but it's really finance that creates the bloodlines for production. And we have to pay attention to who owns those companies and put a little pressure there too.